Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 4 of What If Naruto Was Trained by Hashirama Before the Chunin exams. Remember to give this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, go ahead and check out Anime King 2 and Anime King 3, yes. I indeed have 3 channels that I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. Links will be down in the description, so go ahead and click those red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support, and yeah, without further ado, what do you say begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last spot we left off. The Akatsuki, going under the assumption that the Nine Tails will take 9 years to reform, know that it has been killed, as the Three-Tailed Turtle would take 3 years to reform after it had been taken down by the Mizukage, or the new Mizukage of Kirin. So with that, they would just delay their plans until the time finally comes, but before that they will gather the rest of the tail pieces after some time, but for now they will lay low and let the world forget about the Akatsuki until they're ready to strike once again. So with that done, Naruto, Hinata, and Haku were currently making their way as they face off against the snow ninjas. Haku was incredibly faster. Along with her 6 months of training, she was able to end all of them with her ice mirror like they were nothing. Hinata was able to take out Maizuri as well, to show how much she has trained since she thought that Naruto had died, and she never gave up training. So with that they made their way, only for Karen and the others to take out Dodo once and for all, as Koyuki reclaimed her title as daimyo. Now, Naruto, Karen were in the village, as neither of them knew what it takes to be, leader of a ninja village. But they knew someone, so they made their way towards Tansukagai, where they found Tsunade Senju, as he told her everything. Tsunade was shocked to hear that her grandfather was alive this entire time. She was also angry that he did not show himself when they were dying, when he was losing his grandson, as they spoke to her, but she told them they would have to beat her in a fight first. So with that they fought as Naruto had signed the Eagle contract. The fight was rather epic as Karen summoned a massive golden lion as they ripped the entire place up, clashing rather violently against each other. But Tsunade realized that they were just kids, and yet they were so incredibly strong. As she was knocked back, she called the fight to an end, as she agreed that she would go with them and become the new leader of this new place. So with that, some time passed as Naruto was summoned to the Land of Hawks. The main hawk told him that he had a destiny that he needed to fulfill, and she will help him teach him the way of the hawks, and not to mention Sage Energy, as Naruto was happy to hear that. Some time passed after that, a couple of years, as Naruto was currently in his stomach, facing off against the Kyuubi. With his Sage mode, Naruto was able to fight the Kyuubi, and not to mention his darker half Yami, as they clashed as Naruto took out the both of them. After defeating the Kyuubi, Naruto gained a golden cloak around him. As the fox was rather angry, but Naruto apologized, as the fox was more subdued than it was, as it wondered if Naruto was that person, because when Naruto turned his back he saw a glimpse of the old man, as Naruto told him that he will free him, but not now, and they will sort this out, because he had to do things first though. He couldn't just let him go yet. So with that, Naruto left, leaving the fox to wonder and think. Years passed after that, as a 21-year-old Sasuke Uchiha stood in front of a monument, doing the same thing that his sensei always did. It was then that Kakashi arrived. The Akatsuki was on the move once again as 9 years has passed, as him, Konohamaru, and Stalker were making their move, keeping Konohamaru on the move as they were going towards the Hindustan village, as they had a mission there. Meanwhile, Orochimaru was pissed off. It has been 9 years. 9 years of him unable to get his hands on the Uchihas. First it was Itachi, who was able to completely overpower him because of his Mangekyo Sharingan, and then it was Sasuke, who stopped him as well. And now he was just angry and pissed off. He didn't even get to use his invasion on Konoha, as he was really angry, but that seemed like it was gonna come to an end, because he was surprised and used attack by wood style. He remembered his experiment from the past, but this was a master of wood style that he hasn't seen before or heard of since the late Hashirama Senju. And not to mention the Rasengan, Orochimaru was being utterly dominated as he was shocked by this person's power. Who the hell was this? So yeah guys, as basically as we left off, you guys can switch across and please check it out for yourself. So, what do you say begin this new episode? Remember guys to stay in tune for the rest of what is coming your way over in Making 2 and Animaking 3. Links will be down in the description for my other channels for you guys to enjoy. And remember to turn on that bell notification, stay posted to see exactly when I post. So yeah guys, without further ado, what do you say we get right into this new episode? We start this episode with Karen, as she ripped out the souls of Drobo, Seikon, and Ukon. You should all bow in the presence of a goddess, she said. Her tone was calm, like she just didn't end 3 lives, like it was nothing. Who the hell are you, bitch? Said Teiwaya, anger in her tone. I am the one who will establish peace and order, said Karen as she raised her hand. And I believe I told you to bow. A wave of incredible chakra forced the last 2 remaining sound members to their knees. Like hell I'll bow to you, said Kidomaru, as his curse mark level 2 activated and he created a bow and arrow in his hands, as he launched an arrow right towards her. Almighty. Push, she said. Gravity rippled around her and exploded outwards. Not only them or the arrow, the entire room was blown apart, as sunlight shined down towards where Karen had just obliterated the room. They're not even worth my time, she said, as she jumped away. Meanwhile, he just wouldn't die how much she slashed right through him. His ability to transform his skin into water made it rather hard to put him down. Ah, that's the head cleaver blade. Zabuza's blade if I'm not mistaken. Well, I'm not. Finally, I can start my collection, said Sugetsu. You are not getting your hands on this blade, said Haku with a glare. You can't even hurt me. Haku smirked. Oh, can't I, she said, as she went through hand sign. Hayaton. Sugetsu's eyes widened as he was froze. In a block of ice, his water-like body acting as a catalyst and a means to sustain his icy prison. There was a big downside of being able to transform into water, as Haku attached the blade back to her back with chakra. Hundreds of sound ninjas were frozen all down the aisle. Meanwhile, Hinata dodged to the side as a massive beam of energy shredded the wall behind her. She slipped in her stance as she moved. Jugo was unprepared to counter-attack, as she was so fast she slipped right through his clutches. Her hands formed massive lions made from chakra as she drove them into his chest. 2 massive holes exploded into his chest as he cried out in pain as he was launched, breaking down several of the halls before crashing in a heap of blood and mess. Is it done? Haku asked. He's dead. We should regroup the others, Neta said. Agreed, as the 2 girls made their way. Meanwhile, Orochimaru was starting to panic. It's been a long time since he started to panic, but now he was panicking a lot. This mass assailant, for now he was calling him Hashirama Senju because he had no idea who the hell was under that mask, and no one was ever recorded to ever had Senjutsu mastery over Mokuton that perfect before. The Mokuton was equal to Hashirama's, or maybe even more powerful. He hasn't even landed 1 hit on this assailant Just who was he? The only person that outclassed him this much was Salamander Hanzo. The battle between him and Itachi was short and brief, but Salamander, Hanzo, and his teammates had fought for a long while, and the man had outclassed them at every turn. But yet this one man was taking him on like it was nothing. And it's not like he hasn't grown since then. But no matter what he did, he just couldn't get the upper hand. Who was this? Not to mention that instantaneous movement. As Orochimaru had heard that, the Namikaze brat was able to block the supposed fastest man in the world punch, not block, well evade the Raikage's punch. The Raikage was said to be the fastest man in the world right now, and Minato was able to evade his punch back then, giving him the title of the world's fastest man. And this person seemed to have mastered that skill on a different level, to the point where Orochimaru could even see him when he was about to move. It's been a long time since he's feared for his life, and this was one of them. After all, a Senju with the Mokuton bloodline, who had mastered the higher Shin, could be one of the world's greatest adversaries ever. "Are you finished?" said Naruto, as he stood there unimpressed. This man was supposed to be on par or even stronger than the rest of his Sanins, but this was just utter pathetic. For the supposed genius of a Sanin, the man was just not able to keep up. Honestly, if it wasn't for that regeneration to shred his skin, he would have died a long time ago. "Do not look at me with those eyes," Orochimaru said, as the look that the man was giving him was like he was worse than trash, like he was pathetic, like he was superior to him in all means. His legs came together and made a snake-like tail as he slipped around several trees, moving as fast as he could go. The blade came from his mouth as he moved and moved and moved and moved. As Naruto did not even move, he just stood there, right in the center as Orochimaru tried to outpace him with speed. What a stupid thing to do. Orochimaru then turned his wrath upon Naruto. "Too slow," said Naruto, as Orochimaru drive the blade through Naruto's chest. As Naruto looked down, Orochimaru smirked until Naruto's body started to turn into a wood clone. A clone? When did he switch? No, that's not wood style. He was cut off from his thoughts when he heard that voice. Ajikai Korin. A massive plant emerged from the ground as gas came out of it, covering the area. Orochimaru cursed, he covered his mouth and leaped away. "Wind style! Daytapa," he said, releasing a massive gust to blow away the gas. As he dropped to the ground, Mandara Jin, releasing hundreds of snakes from his mouth as he started to flee, knowing that this would most likely end with his death. Orochimaru watches a massive wooden dragon emerge from the ground and devour his snakes, shredding them to pieces. He turned behind him, but he did not see anyone as he started to move more faster. That was until a fist slammed in his face. His face wrinkled and folded in on itself as his body was picked off the ground, as he was sent sailing before he crashed through a tree and then another before he slammed into a massive boulder. As he turned to see the individual walking towards him as calm as ever. "I've had enough of this game of cat and mouse, Snake. You." "Summoning Rashomon," Orochimaru says, he created 3 massive gates that should hold him. As Naruto looked up, these look like Hashirama Sensei gates, but only 3 of them, said Naruto, and they pale in comparison. It was then that Orochimaru felt an odd sensation. It felt like senjutsu. He then heard a sound like something was screeching. As he heard something screeching, Wind style, Rasen Shuriken, Orochimaru leaped out of the way as the 3 gates were obliterated into nothing. Orochimaru came to a stop, marveling. "Such power," he said. It had cut through all Rashomon gates and erased a part of the forest. How could one possess? Who was this person? As Orochimaru was in shock, he was always looking for the greatest, after all. That is why he went after the Uchihas, but this person had so much power, it was just so unbelievable. Sage mode, the Hiroshin, Mokuton, and this level of control. He knew that he had to give it his all, otherwise. Well, this was the final stage. As he slammed his hand together as he started to convulse, before he transformed into a massive 8-headed Hydra snake. As Naruto glanced up towards the massive thing, it made him look like an ant's comparison. Could this be the result of his experimentation himself? Orochimaru came out of the tongue of one of the snakes. As he was the tongue. Die, he said, as he started to form a spear, a black-purple spear of energy that looks like the Biju bomb. Seems like he thought of this jutsu after seeing a Biju bomb in action, but it still does not compare to the power of an actual Biju bomb. Orochimaru launched it as the place was evaporated. Everything was gone. The explosion died down after a few seconds. As Orochimaru looked around, hoping that as he laughed. I will forever be immortal. You can't beat me, he said, feeling confident he got rid of that monstrosity down there. While he was a giant, 8-headed snake, that person was just too powerful to let live. Orochimaru then watched as the rocks started to rise. The leaves started to blow intensely on the ground. Something was wrong. Something was really wrong. He then looked up to the heavens. What Orochimaru saw shocked him. The sky itself parted. The literal sky parted as the mass individual came down with a rustling shuriken that was abnormal. It was so large it split open the clouds. The power that it held was beyond astronomical. As Orochimaru looked up towards the thing, only for the mass individual to launch it down towards him as it teared through mid-air, moving at unprecedented speeds. As the thing hit into the beast, it expanded as it slipped through everything, tearing the massive beast apart. As Naruto flashed back down to the ground, regenerate from that, he said, "It's not over yet." As Orochimaru emerged from the ground, his head looked like Orochimaru, but it was abnormal. His body was made up of nothing but white small snakes, as he engulfed Naruto with one swift strike. Meanwhile, in Naruto's mindscape, Orochimaru didn't expect him to be pinned to a wall. He was pinned to a wall. What was going on? How was it? Wooden stakes were through his hands and legs, as he could not move an inch. What was going on? This is not his dimension. Where were the tormented souls that he had already taken on their body? Where had he ended up? You know, I may have been nicer on the outside, but truthfully, I'm not really in the mood to be all that merciful to you. As Naruto was standing right at the cage door, This is impossible, Orochimaru said. You tried to take my body. Now, I'll take your life. Red liquid oozed from underneath the cage door. Orochimaru started to grow fearful as two red eyes just opened up behind the massive cage, with a smile so wide it split whatever it was face. Wait, you can't do this to me! Orochimaru then realized something, that the Kyuubi. No, it can't be. You died years ago. It can't be. Goodbye, Orochimaru, said Naruto. You can't do this to me. I am immortal, he screamed. But the red toxic chakra started to shred his body up as he screamed in pain. Meanwhile, Kabuto Yakushi, one of the best spies in the Elemental Nation. It was a simple fact, seeing that he was the best liar in the entire world. The man had grown up as a nobody, and yet accepted the role as the right-hand man of one of the most dangerous men alive. But now, Kabuto didn't know who they were. They just appeared, and they decimated everything. They shredded the hideouts, they reduced everything to rubbles. By the time he arrived, all he saw was the massive white snake, in pieces that used to be Orochimaru, and a single individual standing there. Kabuto froze, as a masked figure locked eyes with him, before he walked past him, like he wasn't even worth his time, as Kabuto just stared at his master. After so long of serving the man, he had no idea what to do. He just didn't know, as he dropped to his knees. What should he do from now on? But the idea was creeping into his head. Perhaps it was time for the servant to become the master. Meanwhile, Naruto made his way to where his teammates were. The four of them had utterly destroyed Orochimaru's base and everything inside. Orochimaru's dead, said Naruto. It's time we begin. As they all nodded. Time skip. Land of Fire, Western Border. The 18-year-old Sarutobi Konohamaru was considered to be a genius. Yes, he was. By the age of 12, he had mastered several high-level ninjutsu, despite only being a genin at the time. He was a lot stronger than others his age. Now, at age 18, he had reached a rank of Chunin, and he was assigned back on Team Kakashi. 9 years ago, his first sensei and brother figure, Uzumaki Naruto, had been killed in action, taking the legendary Kyuubi with him in death. Initially, he had been both angry and scared, blaming those teammates of his brother. But after finding out the tales of that day, he had long since forgiven them. Since the Ichibai attack 8 years ago, and the sealing of the beast into his body by his grandfather, he had trained constantly, intensely to gain better control of its power. However, it was a slow process, seeing that the seal that was used was the Shiki Fujin, the most powerful seal in the world. The seal allows some of the chakra of the Ichibai to leak into his core chakra system, but that was all that it did. Unlike the current Kazekage, Sabuku Nagara, who used to be the Ichibai Jinchuriki before him, his seal was far less weaker. And Gaara could pull more upon the demon's power, although it made him rather mad. But the only thing Konohamaru had was the chakra dripping into his system that increased his reserves quite a lot. On the other hand, Konohamaru's seal restricted Shikaku from doing anything. Well, that was a good thing. The demon wouldn't be talking in his head and taking over when he fell asleep. And he could actually sleep, but he had no control over his time. That would have certainly been useful. In regarding to Konoha, the civilians hated him, and the ninjas hated the Ichibai inside of him. After all, the beast had leveled so much of the village, killing so many. It was worse than the Kyuubi attack, because when the Kyuubi had attacked, Hiruzen had fought off the beast while Minato was somewhere else fighting someone else, and Hiruzen was a strong person to hold back the beast. But in this time, there was no Minato or Hiruzen, seeing that Hiruzen was busy fighting the masked Naruto. So a lot of people had died. Even with the respect of being the third grandson, he was acknowledged by the villagers. However, his relationship with those outside of his team were rather strained. Only his teammates, the fifth Hokage, and Tenso, and that strange Hyuga girl Hanabi, who kept on following him around when he was not on missions, ever treated him like a normal person. Thankfully, Jiraiya-sama had took to train him, even going as far as to allow him to sign the Toad Summoning contract, as they were one of the three strongest summoning in existence, as he could do some extremely powerful things that he couldn't wait to learn to do. At the moment though, is it just me, or is it hot out here, said Soccer. Of course it's not just you, said Konohamaru, replying without thinking. We're almost to the desert, so of course, it's gonna get hotter. Sadly, only thing that Soccer really catch on to was not you getting hotter. As before her mind could fully comprehend what he said, she punched him. Maybe it was just instincts by now. Soccer has really grown a lot, as her chakra reserves was perfect, and they had grown a bit larger than before. After all, it has been 9 years, but she just could not replicate the super legendary strength by Tsunade Senju. After all, if she had used that super strength on him, if she had it, perhaps Konohamaru would have died. But she wouldn't do that. After all, he was a fellow Leaf Shinobi. As Soccer had been training under the supervision of one Kurina Yui, she had taught mostly genjutsu, and she even dabbed into a bit of medical ninjutsu. She had rose to the rank of Chunin at age 14. She had remained there ever since, opting not to take the Chunin exams until she felt like she was ready. She had come a long ways though from her genin days as a useless fangirl. Idiot, she said in annoyance. I swear, he's almost as bad as Naruto. Hey, what did I say? Said Sasuke in response. Ha, you're all a barrel of laughs. The group froze as Kakashi glanced behind him. as Kisame was standing there. Hello, Sasuke. As Sasuke slowly turned his head, as someone stepped out of the tree line. Itachi, said Sasuke. It wasn't easy finding you, Ichibai. But you see, my blade Samihata here loves powerful chakra. It was rather persistent in tracking down your very tasty scent. I'm afraid that you have to come food for Samihata now. But don't worry, we won't kill you. Surrender, Ichibai, said Itachi softly. We only need the Jinchuriki alive, the rest of you can disappear. Kakashi, I'll handle Itachi. Sasuke, I'm the only one that can fight him. Alright, Sakura, Konohamaru. We will take on the other one. The other one? Come on. You can at least call me Kisame, said Kisame with a toothy smirk. As the group moved off, Kisame. Sure, as Kisame went after them. Now, Sasuke, Itachi said, as he glanced at his younger brother. It seems your eyes have matured enough. I will enjoy taking them for myself to awaken the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. If you want my eyes. Sasuke's eyes switched into the Mangekyo. Come and get them, he said. Meanwhile, both Konohamaru and Kakashi and Sakura nodded to each other as Sakura jumped off to the side as Konohamaru and Kakashi turned back and launched themselves towards Kisame. He threw a kunai as Kisame blocked it as he went through hand signs. Shidori, he said, as lightning crackler in his hand. Kisame blocked with Samihata. Not bad, but Samihata is still hungry, he said, as he brought the blade down to shred Kakashi's butt. He jumped out of the way as a kunai were launched towards him. Multiple of them, as Konohamaru flashed through hand sign. Multi, shuriken jutsu, he said, as they multiplied. As he looked behind to see the shurikens, and the kunais in front of him were just a distraction. Seems like you're smarter than I thought, but that still won't work. He stopped as he released a crazy amount of water from his mouth that blew away all the projectiles. As Konohamaru leaped from above, as he released black powder from his mouth. The moment it came from the swordsman, he clicked down on his teeth as it exploded into flames. Ah, kid, you're pretty good, said Kisame as he used Samihata to absorb the shock from the flames. But not good enough. Konohamaru created a clone that formed a ball in his hand as he launched himself using the clone. Rasengan, he said. I still need to thank Kakashi-sensei for teaching me this jutsu, he thought, as he came spiraling down. Kisame smirked as he released a torrent of water. The water took the shape of a dome as Konohamaru Rasengan was dissipated. And he was confused because he was now floating in water off the ground. Is that Kisame? Said Kakashi as he saw the swordsman over there looking rather different, as there was a chuckle that could be heard. He's merging with his sword. He really is a monster, Sakura thought at the sight. Die, Kisame said as he came in, as he moved with unprecedented speeds. As it was time to really have some fun, Kakashi cursed, I have no choice, as his left eye switched into the Mangekyo. Kamui, he said, as the water in front of him started to distort. What the? As the water was pulled in, forced him to flee the dome. This bought enough time for Kakashi, Konohamaru, and Sakura to escape also. That was the same level that Itachi possessed, said Kisame as he detached himself, as they were giving explicit orders not to waste any time, and that they should hurry up and capture the Jinchurikis. And also, Itachi warned him about that one, Kakashi, the copy ninja, so he was just gonna end the fight quickly, but seems like, well, the warning was right. You're right, Kakashi-sensei. Ask Sakura. I'm fine, Sakura, said Kakashi. The key of his strength seemed to be his sword. If I take that out then, Konohamaru should be able to finish the job. You little punks, Kisame said as he now had Samihata to his side. As he moved forward, Kamui, said Kakashi, as he focused on the handle of the blade. What the hell? Kisame's blade started to distort as he felt his hand being pulled away as well. He had no choice but to release the blade as it was sucked away in that swirling vortex. Kisame lost himself in rage. You son of a bitch, he said as he flashed through hand signs. Kakashi-sensei Sakura screamed as Kakashi fell, face first on the ground. She threw his arm over her shoulder. Get out of here! I'll hold him off! But go! Konohamaru shouted. Damn it, she shouted as she picked Kakashi up and jumped away. Kisame released a current of water. This time they were backed by massive water sharks that were fast. The massive water shark came slamming down on Konohamaru. The moment it calmed down, Konohamaru's body could be seen floating on top of the water. So the little shit was weak after all. This piece of crap caused me Samihata. I'll enjoy watching the demon be ripped from his body, thought Kisame. Not too far away, Konohamaru landed on a tree branch as he dropped down to the battlefield. I hope my shadow clone fooled him, he thought to himself. Even I was almost unable to catch that infamous move of yours. Konohamaru froze. Shit. As he turned. How are you here? Where's Sasuke? I'm merely a clone, Itachi said, as he burst into a dozen crows. Genjutsu, said Konohamaru. He formed a hand sign. As he released his chakra, but to his surprise, the crows were still there. But how? It was common knowledge that Itachi was the master of Genjutsu, and he can cast Genjutsu with a single glance. Itachi reformed from several crows. I didn't come here so we can fight, he said. I came to give you something. As he lifted his finger, a crow shot forward and dived into Konohamaru's mouth. As he dropped to the ground trying to get rid of it, but it went down to his throat as he tried to puke. What did you just do? Just something that may be needed in the near future. We won't be meeting again, he said. With that he burst and disappeared into crows. What the hell was that? Damn it, I'll have to check up on that later. I have to make sure the others are okay. Sakura, what's happening? Said Kakashi. You passed out after using that jutsu of yours. You had me scared for a moment there, said Sakura. I'm fine. I'll probably be bedridden for a while after this. It seems I've been neglecting my chakra control if Kamui can drain me so much, so quickly. Where is Sasuke and Konohamaru? Konohamaru stayed behind. Actually, I'm right here. As Konohamaru landed. But how? A shadow clone. I pumped it with Shikaku's chakra. One switch and then I escaped. Judging by the fact they haven't dispelled it yet, I say they bought it, said Konohamaru. And Sasuke? I haven't seen him, said Konohamaru. I see, said Kakashi, as he stood back on his own 2 feet. I'll go back and look for him. I want you two to head for the stand right now and don't stop running until you get there. There's always a chance that Kisame will discover your clones are fake and will come after you once again. The same trick won't work twice either, so you have to get away from here as fast as possible. But we can't just leave you two in Sasuke-gun. I'm giving you a direct order. Now get going! Those who disobey the rules are trash, but those who abandon their teammates are even worse than trash, said Konohamaru. How can you expect us to follow that order knowing, in your state, we will be leaving you to die out here? Have some faith, said Kakashi. I lost one student before because of my negligence, and I won't let it happen again. You two head for the sand, and I'll get Sasuke and catch up later. I'll hold you to that, Kakashi-sensei. Come on, Sakura. As Sakura looked at Kakashi, she glanced where Sasuke was. Fine, but you two better come back, she said. As Kakashi nodded, as that they move off. Meanwhile, with the brothers. This time, Sasuke wasn't just some kid who had awoken the Mangekyou, and he was able to rival Itachi in Kase and Tsukiyomi. But this caused the both of their minds to link, as they did at the same time, as it brought them in this artificial world. The sky was blood red and the world was pitch black, giving the appearance of a horrific world. This world seemed to reflect the both of their minds though. The sky was bleeding. The two of them were standing a distance away from each other, as the bloody rain poured on them. Enough, Sasuke said, as the world started to fracture. I have had enough of your illusions. The world shattered as they found themselves back in the forest. Let's settle this once and for all. Very well. They both sped through hand signs as the massive flames clash, as both of their eyes start to bleed. Amaterasu! As the two black flames clashed against each other. They were forced apart because they didn't want to get burned. Itachi actually smiled as he landed. You've come a long way, Sasuke. As they start to clash once more, as Sasuke started to launch fire jutsus after fire jutsus at Itachi, some of them in mid-air. As Sasuke glanced up when he saw the storm brewing, Itachi watched his brother to wonder what he was doing. This is the end, as Sasuke jumped away and landed on a platform that looked down upon Itachi. I will end this right here and now. Begone with the sound of the thunderclap. Getting, as he brought down his attack, a massive lightning dragon rained down on Itachi. Boom! As it decimated the area. When the smoke and dust cleared, Itachi stood there, as there was something around him. He was unharmed after all the fight hadn't progressed that far, but he was bleeding. A Susanoo had formed in time and saved him from the attack. You really do have that jutsu after all. This is the third jutsu granted by the Mangekyo Sharingan, requiring the usage of both eyes. You should feel honored to see it in its full glory, little brother. Well, if that's how you want to play it, then fine. Purple chakras start to spin around Sasuke in an ethereal form. Susanoo, he said. Incredible, said Itachi. You've also been able to use this jutsu, brother. My hatred has made me strong, and it's time that you die, Itachi, as he launched the arrow towards Itachi. But the shield merely deflected like it was nothing. He then swiped at Sasuke from the side. Sasuke jumped back to avoid the sword as he created another arrow and pointed towards the head and struck forward. It tore right through, breaking the head like glass, only for it to reform a moment later. That's not enough, little brother, Itachi said, as he coughed up blood. As Sasuke could already feel a strain of pushing himself this far. The Susanoo was not something easy to use while you had the Mangekyo. The Eternal will make it better, but in this stage he was stressing himself out. They fought as they clashed, the two ethereal beings mashing against each other. As Sasuke found himself getting weaker and weaker, Itachi was bleeding, yet he was still moving forward. Sasuke cursed. Damn it, he cursed. He shouldn't be losing. He had prepared for this. He had trained for this. Why was he still inferior? Sasuke dropped to his knees. Susanoo lost flesh and skin. It dropped in his bone form as Itachi shattered it. As Sasuke was backing away, I'm out of chakra. Anything else and I'll die. This is the end, Sasuke. As Itachi Susanoo started to fade away, Sasuke tried to get up but he was too tired. Now, give me your light. Sasuke backed up until he was against the wall. Was this really how it would end? After all this time, after all he's trained for? He guessed he just didn't cut it. As Itachi smiled when you reach him. Sorry, little brother. Maybe another time. Sasuke couldn't understand. As his brother said that, his fingers trailed down his face as Itachi fell. Dead. Sasuke stood there completely shocked, as he didn't understand how, but his body was too tired, and seeing that his body finally gave out. Suddenly, a Phoenix flytrap man emerged from the ground, as it was a ripple in time and space. Did you record everything? Asked Obito. Oh yeah, we got everything alright to White Zetsu. It was rather entertaining. Obito looked down towards Itachi. You underestimate me, he thought. Meanwhile, Kakashi was making his way as it was a long distance off the battle, as he saw that lightning strike in the sky. Sasuke made it kill Itachi. Damn it. Please don't make me be late. As he moved as fast as his legs would take him. I cannot fail again. But by the time he arrived in the scene, there was nothing left. Time skip. As Kisame finally arrived at the Land of Wind base, they had originally set this place up so they could get the Ichibai from the sand, but seeing that it was now within Konoha. You're late, said Pain. I have already been informed that Itachi has perished in battle with his younger brother, so this will take longer than normal. The Jinchuriki had some pretty strong allies, Kisame said, as he set Konohamaru down on the floor. I even lost Samihata because of that bastard, Kakashi Hatsuki. I swear, when I get my hands on him. Let us begin, said Pain, as a massive, demonic statue emerged from the ground beneath them. From this point on, it would take 3 days and nights to complete. Everyone, also be mindful of your bodies. Okay, now Zetsu. Use your real body as a lookout and use your longest range. This will be our 7th one, said Deidara, as they all formed the hand sign. as pain started the process. The red chakra started to pour out of Konohamaru's body. Without Itachi, it will take longer than normal. Something is wrong, said Pain. Poof! A clone? What the hell, said Deidara. That brat, said Kisame, with a snarling anger. Time skip. Darkness. That was all that he saw. Pure unending darkness. But the pain, it meant that he was alive. What happened? The last thing you remember, Itachi. My eyes. He reached up, but his eyes were covered in bandages. Where am I? So, you're awake. You were able to defeat Itachi. Well, it's not surprising, considering that you wanted to die at your hand. Who are you? What are you talking about, said Sasuke. I am Uchiha Madara. Also, I took the liberty of transplanting Itachi eyes into you. A good thing too. You were already suffering from the effects of the Mangita Sharingan. Seems you've overused your eyes in the past 9 years. So I implanted his eyes into you. Madara? Madara is dead. You can't be him. Believe what you want. But you shouldn't dismiss something without knowing the facts firsthand, just like Itachi. What are you talking about? Let me tell you the truth about Itachi and the Uchiha massacre. After all, I was the one that helped him in the massacre. You helped him? I'll kill you, said Sasuke. It's not me that you should kill, Obito said. I helped him because the Uchihas betrayed me a long time ago. But Itachi was given orders to wipe out his clans. What orders? What are you talking about? Orders from who? Oh, from Konoha, of course. Sasuke was shocked by the revelation, but the man could be lying. But his mind was focused on what the man said. Meanwhile, land of fire. Jiraiya was in his chair with a grim expression as Kakashi explained. What happened? As he was gone, Sasuke was missing in action. They weren't sure if he was dead or not, but they would have to go and search for him. Damn it. Losing Sasuke was a big blow, and he wasn't sure about Itachi's state either. Hokage-sama, said Konohamaru. Unlike the others, he wasn't really that close to Sasuke, but he didn't want the man to die either. In light of this latest development, I'm going to have you train with the toads. I've seen the stuff that Sasuke can throw around, so you're gonna have to need to be ready. Training? I've been training for the past 6 years, Hokage-sama. I don't think last minute training's gonna help me. Oh, trust me, it will. Pack your stuff, you'll be leaving in 1 hour. Meanwhile, Akatsuki base. It couldn't be true. Sasuke's mind was refusing to believe what this man had told him. But he then remembered that night all those years ago when he had saw Itachi cry after killing the clan. He was forced. He was forced. They had planned to rebel against the elders and the village, but the elders had used Itachi as a double agent to wipe out everyone. Sasuke was disgusted, he was angered. All the while, everyone let Itachi take the blame to protect the innocent village. What will you do now? Sasuke's rage was on the point of no returning. He smashed his fist in the wall. I will destroy Konoha for what they've done to my clan. And my brother, he said in anger. You can't do that in your present condition. It will take you time to get adjusted to your new eyes. But I know how you can master them. How? Said Sasuke, as his hand was already hurting from hitting the wall so hard. Kisame, Obito said. Try not to lose this again, as he handed Samehata to Kisame. Of course, Mizukage-sama, said Kisame as he took his blade. Now Kisame, I have the perfect way for you to get control over your eyes. Then tell me, Sasuke said, feeling his anger towards the leaf boil. Meanwhile, Pain, Tendo Pat stood in the darkened room as it gazed upon Gedo's statue. It had 6 of the tail beasts already. Madara had said that Sasuke will align with Kisame, and they will capture the 8-tailed Jinchuriki, leaving only one other target for him to collect, the Ichibai that belongs to Konoha, and not to mention it will give him a shot of taking down the Leaf Village. Pain, said Konan. She entered the room. Are they assembled? Deidara and Sasori just arrived. They're the last other than Sasuke and Madara. They're ready to leave when you give the order. An assault on Konoha will not be easy, said Pain. Only the full might of the Akatsuki and God will be able to bring down a village that is run by Jiraiya Sensei. Nagato, said Konan. Peace is almost here. It is time. I will wait with the others. Wait. What's wrong, she said. Someone has disturbed the rain. And judging by their chakra, it's someone dangerous. Meanwhile, thanks for the lift, Takamaru, said Naruto, as he and Karen dropped down. It was raining heavily, but what else would you expect from a village hidden in the rain? Never ask me to fly in this country again, said Takamaru. Oh, and make sure to get more snacks, as he poofed away. Grouchy much, said Naruto. We should hurry, said Karen. We've probably already been detected. As Naruto pulled a 3 from Konan before he sailed it in mid-air. He then held on to her as they appeared in mid-air, floating up there. She looked down towards the village, as she spread her arms wide, as Naruto held on around her waist. As she gathered the chakra in her system, looking down towards the hidden rain. Meanwhile, Nagato felt something off, but it was too late. Almighty. Push! Boom! The explosion from the center from where they were came out like a bomb as everything was blown away, reducing the great hidden rain to nothing but rubbles. Nagato Konan yelled as the force slammed into the massive tower, toppling it over as chaos reigned throughout the entire village. But guys, will be interested right here. If you want to see this part and do, like, subscribe, comment down below, turn on that bell notification, stay posted, but I'm off for now, see you guys soon. Peace.